Start recording. There we go. Hello, it's me, Parker. You might recognize me as that guy who reads Psalms on the internet. And I'm here with my friend Crig, who is a mad lad and wants to read Psalm 119 with me
In one go.
in one go, because we're
Mm.
not sane. So I think we're both reading from NIV. You said, right?
Yep.
So that's good. So that should things will flow nicely then. Psalm 119 is an interesting thing, like we were just talking about. It looks like at a first glance, and I could be wrong because despite what you might think, I'm not actually an expert on the Psalms. But it looks like it hasn't been attributed to anyone. So that's cool. So it's author unknown. And it's split into 22 parts, each 8 verses long, and each part is correlates to a letter in the Hebrew alphabet, which just occurred to me. If you get like a bunch of these together, you could like write out words, but with like a big chunk of a poem. So you could rewrite the whole Bible in Hebrew just by using this, and it would be a book that'd be way too big. And I'm not going to do this because that's too much work. Anyways, so do you want to start or should I start?
um, I'll start and you can close.
Oh well, we're going to alternate. Well, I guess yeah, I'll be closing, so be at
Yep.
the end because it's even. So you'll do the first one, then I'll do the second one, then you do third.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. Psalm 119.
Mhm.
Blessed are they whose ways are blameless, who walk according to the law of the Lord. Blessed are they who keep his statutes and seek him with all their heart. They do nothing wrong. They walk in his ways. You have laid down precepts that are to be fully obeyed. Oh, that my ways were steadfast in obeying your decrees. Then I would not be put to shame when I consider all your commands. I will praise you with an upright heart as I learn your righteous laws. I will obey your decrees. Do not utterly forsake me.
How can a young man keep his way pure? By living according to your word. I seek you with all my heart. Do not let me astray from your commands. I have hidden your word in my heart, that I may not sin against you. Praise be to you, O Lord. Teach me your decrees. With my lips I recount all the laws that come from your mouth. I rejoice in following your statutes, as one rejoices in great riches. I meditate on your precepts and consider your ways. I delight in your decrees. I will not neglect your word.
Do good to your servant, and I will live. I will obey your word. Open my eyes that I may see wonderful things in your law. I am a stranger on earth. Do not hide your commands from me. My soul is consumed with longing for your laws at all times. You rebuke the arrogant who are cursed and who stray from your commands. Remove from me scorn and contempt, for I keep your statutes. The rulers sit together and slander me. Your servant will meditate on your decrees. Your statutes are my delight. They are my counselors.
I am laid low in the dust. Preserve my life according to your word. I recount my ways, and you answer me. Teach me your decrees. Let me understand the teaching of your precepts. Then I will meditate on your wonders. My soul is weary with sorrow. Strengthen me according to your word. Keep me from your deceitful ways. Be gracious to me through your law. I have chosen the way of truth. I have set my heart on your laws. I hold fast to your statutes, O Lord. Do not let me be put to shame. I run in the path of your commands, for you have set my heart free.
Teach me, O Lord, to follow your decrees. Then I will keep them to the end. Give me understanding, and I will keep your law and obey it with all my heart. Direct me in the path of your commands, for there I find delight. Turn my heart toward your statutes and not toward selfish gain. Turn my eyes away from worthless things. Preserve my life according to your word. Fulfill your promise to your servant, so that you may be feared. Take away the disgrace I dread, for your laws are good. How I long for your precepts. Preserve my life in your righteousness.
May your unfailing love come to me, O Lord, your salvation according to your promises. Then I will answer the one who taunts me, for I trust in your word. Do not snatch the word of truth from my mouth, for I have put my hope in your laws. I will always obey your law, forever and ever. I will walk about in freedom, for I have sought out your precepts. I will speak of your statutes before kings, and I will not be put to shame. For I delight in your commands, because I love them. I lift up your hands. I lift up my hands to your commands, which I love, and I meditate on your decrees.
Remember your word to your servant, for you have given me hope. My comfort in my suffering is this: your promise preserves my life. The arrogant mock me without restraint, but I do not turn from your law. I remember your ancient laws, O Lord, and I find comfort in them. Indignation grips me because of the wicked, who have forsaken your law. Your decrees are the theme of my song wherever I lodge. In the night I remember your name, O Lord, and I will keep your law. This has been my practice. I obey your precepts.
You are my portion, O Lord. I have promised to obey your words. I have sought your face with all my heart. Be gracious to me according to your promise. I have considered my ways and have turned my steps to your statutes. I will not hasten and not delay to obey your commands. Though the wicked bind me with ropes, I will not forget your law. At midnight I rise to give you thanks. For your righteous laws, I am a friend to all those who fear you, to all those who follow your precepts. The earth is filled with your love, O Lord. Teach me your decrees.
Do good to your servant according to your word, O Lord. Teach me knowledge and good judgment, for I believe in your commands. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I obey your word. You are good, and what you do is good. Tell me your decrees. Though the arrogant have smeared me with lies, I keep your precepts with all my heart. Their hearts are callous and unfeeling, but I delight in your law. It was good for me to be afflicted, so that I might learn your decrees. The law from your mouth is more precious to me than thousands of pieces of silver and gold.
Your hands made me and formed me. Give me understanding to learn your commands. May those who fear you rejoice when they see me, for I have put my hope in the word. I know, O Lord, that your laws are righteous, and in faithfulness you have afflicted me. May your unfailing love be my comfort, according to your promise, according to your promise to your servant. Let your compassion come to me when I may live, that I may live, for your law is my delight. May the arrogant be put to shame for wronging me without cause, but I will meditate on your precepts. May those who fear you turn to me, those who understand your statutes. May my heart be blameless towards you, towards your decrees, and that I may be put to shame. That I may not be put to shame. That is the exact opposite. All right.
My soul faints with longing for your salvation, but I have put my hope in your word. My eyes fail looking for your promise. I say, when will you comfort me? Though I am like a wineskin in the smoke, I do not forget your decrees. How long must your servant wait? When will you punish my persecutors? The arrogant dig pitfalls for me, contrary to your law. All your commands are trustworthy. Help me, for men persecute me without cause. They almost wiped me from the earth, but I have not forsaken your precepts. Preserve my life according to your love, and I will obey the statutes of your mouth.
Your word, O Lord, is eternal. It stands in the heavens. Your faithfulness continues through all the generations. You establish the earth, and it endures. Your laws endure to this day, for all things serve you. If your law had not been my delight, I would have perished in my affliction. I will never forget your precepts, for by them you have preserved my life. Save me, for I am yours. I have sought on your precepts. The wicked are waiting to destroy me, but I will ponder your statutes. To all perfections I see a limit, but your commands are boundless.
Oh, how I love your law! I meditate on it all day long. Your commands make me wiser than my enemies, for they are ever with me. I have more insight than all my teachers, for I meditate on your statutes. I have more understanding than the elders, for I obey your precepts. I have kept my feet from every evil path, so that I might obey your word. I have not departed from your laws, for you yourself have taught me. How sweet are your words to my taste, sweeter than honey to my mouth. I gain understanding from your precepts. Therefore I hate every wrong path.
Your word is a your word is a lamp to my feet, and a light to my path. I have taken an oath and confirmed it, that I will follow your righteous laws. I have suffered much, preserved my life. Preserve my life, O Lord, according to your word. Accept, O Lord, the willing praise of my mouth, and teach me your laws. Though I constantly take my life in my hands, I will not forget your law. The wicked have set a snare for me, but I have not strayed from your precepts. Your statutes are higher. Your statutes are my heritage forever. They are the joy of my heart. My heart is set on keeping your decrees to the very end.
I hate double-minded men, but I love your law. You are my refuge and my shield. I have put my hope in your word. Away from me, you evildoers, that I may keep the commands of my God. Sustain me according to your promise, and I will live. Do not let my hopes be dashed. Uphold me, and I will be delivered. I will always have regard for your decrees. You reject all who stray from your decrees, for their deceitfulness is in vain. All the wicked of the earth you discard like dross. Therefore I love your statutes. My flesh trembles in fear of you. I stand in awe of your laws.
I have done what is righteous and just. Do not leave me to your oppressors. Ensure your servant's well being. Let not the arrogant oppress me. My eyes fail, looking for your salvation, looking for your righteous promise. Deal with your servants according to your love, and teach me your decrees. I am your servant, give me your discernment, that I may understand your statutes. It is time for you to act, O Lord. Your laws are being broken. Because I love your commands more than gold, more than pure gold, and because I consider your precepts right, I hate every wrong path.
Your statutes are wonderful, therefore I obey them. The unfolding of your word gives light. It gives understanding to the simple. I open my mouth and pant, longing for your commands. Turn to me and have mercy on me, as you always do to those who love your name. Direct my footsteps according to your word. Let no sin rule over me. Redeem me from the oppression of men, that I may obey your precepts. Make your face shine upon your servant, and teach me your decrees. Streams of tears flow from my eyes, for your law is not obeyed.
Righteous are you, O Lord, and your laws are right. The statutes you have laid down are righteous, they are fully trustworthy. My zeal wears me out, for my enemies ignore your words. Your promises have been thoroughly tested, and your servant loves them. Though I am lowly and despised, I do not forget your precepts. Your righteousness is everlasting, and your law is true. Trouble and distress have come upon me, but your commands are to my delight. Your statutes are forever right. Give me understanding that I may live.
I call with all my heart. Answer me, O Lord, and I will obey your decrees. I call out to you, save me, and I will keep your statutes. I rise before dawn and cry for help. I have put my hope in your word. My eyes stay open through the watches of the night, that I may meditate on your promises. Hear my voice in accordance with your love. Preserve my life, O Lord, according to your laws. Those who have devised wicked schemes are near, but they are far from your law. Yet you are near, O Lord, and all your commands are true. Long ago I learned from your statutes that you established them to last forever.
Look upon my suffering and deliver me, for I have not forgotten your law. Defend my cause and redeem me. Preserve my life according to your promise. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they do not seek out your decrees. Your compassion is great, O Lord. Preserve my life according to your laws. Many are the foes who persecute me, but I have not turned away from your statutes. I look on the faithfulness, sorry, I look on the faithless and the loathing, for they do not obey your word. See how I love your precepts. Preserve my life, O Lord, according to your love. All your words are true, and your righteous laws are eternal.
Rulers persecute me without cause, but my heart trembles at your word. I rejoice in your promise, like one who finds great spoil. I hate and abhor falsehood, but I love your law. 7 times a day I praise you for your righteous laws. Great peace have they who love your law, and nothing can make them stumble. I wait for your salvation, O Lord, and I follow your commands. I obey your statutes, for I love them greatly. I obey your precepts and your statutes, for all my ways are known to you.
May my cry come before you, O Lord. Give me understanding according to your word. May my supplication come before you. Deliver me according to your promise. May my lips overflow with praise, for you teach me your decrees. May my tongue sing of your word, for all your commands are righteous. May your hand be ready to help me, for I have chosen your precepts. I long for your salvation, O Lord, and your law is my delight. Let me live that I may praise you, and your law may sustain me. I have strayed like a lost sheep. Seek your servant, for I have not forgotten your commands. Oh, that was the last one.
We did it. You get so into
We
it.
did it. We did it. I was looking at the
Yeah.
next one. I'm like, oh, I was expecting you to start reading 120, but let's not do that tonight. Awesome. So I guess I should ask, as we were reading through, was there anything that stood out to you in particular?
Yeah, two things actually.
Okay.
Yeah, two different things. So, okay, so one thing is obviously the repetitive nature of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like they're like 3 or 4 strains. Like I obey your laws, your precepts, whatever.
Yeah,
Other
yeah.
people don't, and this also accuse me and like help me or something, right? Um, which I feel like some might feel bad, but I actually liked it because when I read scripture a lot of
Hmm.
times, I'll just get a little section. If I read a lot, sometimes I do, it's okay, but um, then I like to go down on just like a verse or two and really kind of get into that and make sure I don't just skip over it. But
Right.
sometimes it's kind of hard. You just sit there or you just read it again and again. But I feel like because this is basically the same thing,
Hmm.
it's almost like meditating on it as you read it
Right.
because you're not moving on too far. It's just the same thing. So it's just chewing on it, just phrasing it different ways. And so I kind of felt like rather than reading it and sort of twiddling my thumbs and not knowing what to do, I can just keep reading on and on and on, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's chewing on it as you read through it. I really like that. The more I did it, the more I got into it.
Yeah. As we were flipping through here, I actually noticed I got a big study, so I actually have over half a page here. I'm not sure if it's going to. It's not going to show up. So there's over half a page here of just a little text block that got inserted by someone writing stuff out. And I'm not going to read this through this whole thing, but just they refer to it as a love poem to God's laws, which I think is pretty accurate. And yeah, like you said, there's that repetitive nature in here. And as I throughout a lot of the Psalms, actually, they talk about the law, meditating on the law. I think I don't know if I've seen or probably have, or I might not have. I don't know. But the word precept shows up here a lot more than anywhere else in the Bible, I'm sure.
Mm.
So it's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, the law is interesting, especially for Christians, especially particular denominations. There's
Right.
a fear of that,
Yeah,
So
and
it's interesting to have
yeah.
just to have this totally devoted to that. I think some Christians would feel uncomfortable.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when you get into the different denominations and how should I call it? Sure, let's say Seventh Day Adventists who are a lot more into the law, and then there's
Hmm.
other denominations who think that oh, we should just get rid of the Old Testament. And I'm
Hmm.
neither of those groups, by the way, so please don't attack me. Um, yeah, it's very interesting thinking about the law from the Christian perspective and all the different ideas behind that. Hey.
What one more thing I noticed though, and it was sort of on that strain. I thought it was here. I noticed it when I read it, so I took a note. Okay, I mean, I saw it a few times. So here I see verse 34. I didn't think this is where it was, but it says, teach me, O Lord, to follow your decrees, then I will keep them to the end. Give me understanding, and I will keep your law. And there were a few, direct me in the path of your commands. There are a few times where um, I don't know exactly what to make of it, but where it seems like, especially if we're thinking of like scripture or
Mm-hmm.
maybe, um, Deuteronomy and stuff like that. Maybe that's, what does he mean by these laws? And it seems like maybe he could just go back and read them. And sometimes it seems it's clear, but sometimes it almost seems like he's praying, like, show me what those commands are that
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
follow. And so I didn't mean to link it in, but it kind of links to that last thing we talked about of,
Mm-hmm.
it seems to be more than just like, well, here's a list of laws, I'm just going to do them. There's also like a deeper aspect to it where he's like,
Yeah.
teach me these laws rather than just, yeah, I know what they are, I keep them.
Yeah, how to interpret them and all that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So very similar things about the Bible as Christians a lot. Like, make sure I have the correct interpretation or as good as I can get. Yeah. All right, so I think we covered that pretty good. I'm just not trying to, just flipping through here, seeing if there's anything else, but it's a lot all at once, so I'm sure there's many,
Yeah,
many things we could talk about, but I
yeah.
think I'm
I
happy
think,
with what we got so far.
yeah, me too. Those are, I think, especially because it was at the beginning, and then there was just so much. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and I see on your end it's gotten dark.
Yeah, I know. Living
When
in
we started, I
slightly
could see the
different.
light pouring through.
Yeah, live in a slightly different time zone than you, and things get, I think, uh, higher north, higher on the latitude, so things get darker faster too.
Yeah.
That's fun. All right. Trying to remember if I was doing a outro for these videos, but I can't remember. So, bye.
Thank you.